Hello everyone, watch this review here where they look at Mattel's DC Comics Unlimited Injustice Joker. Picked this up on clearance for $8. Unfortunately, nothing else from the line was on clearance at the time. And honestly, if he wasn't on clearance, I wouldn't have bothered buying him at all. I just don't think this is a even remotely decent looking figure, but I really like the costume, so I'm sort of conflicted. I mean, the quality is just sort of low. All in all, just with the sort of stuff they were turning out towards the end of this DC Unlimited stuff, I can kind of see why this line got canceled. I mean, a lot of the Injustice outfits and costumes just didn't have the same level of sculpting and general quality that we had seen on some of the previous stuff. I think Mattel might have been doing like a lot of the stuff in-house for this, and prior to that, they were all going through the earlier molds, like the new 52 ones. I think were still going through the Four Horsemen, but I could be wrong on that. I'm not 100%. But hold on a second, I'll get them out of pack. Alright, so out of pack he does look a little bit better than I thought he did in box, although, still things seem a little weak somehow. I mean, the color, for instance, somehow seems off. I guess they might just be using colored plastic and then mixing it up with painted plastic up here or something. It's hard to tell though. I mean, it does look like it was cast originally in a purple plastic, because they wouldn't bother painting the other detail below, and that might be part of it. Otherwise, I'm not fond of the fact that we have this sort of plastic coat thrown over the thing instead of having like sculpting on the inner coat, such as we had on the previous Joker, which, by the way, is an absolutely fantastic Joker. This one was from I think it was the Wave 10, the Walmart exclusive wave with Imperiex. Imperiex? I don't know how to pronounce that. As you'll see, height basically the same. First, I was looking at him in pack and stuff. I was thinking this guy would be a lot taller than some of the previous stuff, but no, and any real difference I think just comes down to how the hair is. But I mean, this is sort of all new sculpting, so that's sort of a plus. Mattel is sort of infamous for recycling a lot of their builds, and as far as I can tell, it does look like even the pant legs are completely different. A lot thinner and everything, rather than just like adding texture to them or anything. Which is kind of neat, although again, this is a great Joker, this is a kind of one. Although he's, again, not as terrible as I thought he'd be. In particular, I think there's something about the head and face looks a little bit off as well. Just to give you an idea of scale against Batman, let's bring in the Public Enemies version, which I grabbed because it was the closest Batman I had on hand. So, otherwise, I don't know. I mean, I really like this sort of ringleader outfit, because when you think of the Joker, he's not just a clown, he's a ringleader of his own little circus, and he sort of pulls the rogues gallery together at times, such as, what was it, Death of the Family? The recent New 52 one where where he actually rips off his own face, and then you think that, he's ripped off everybody else's faces, but I won't spoil that. Although, obviously, they don't have their faces torn off, so no real spoilers. That was such a crappy storyline. But, I mean, it's also neat because if you look at it, it sort of has a straight jacket appearance, too, on the back here, where you have these sort of interconnecting straps and everything. I mean, something about that's just not really a trench coat or any other sort of coat, and his coattails are so cool looking. Otherwise, he does have a fair bit of articulation. With this line, we were sort of used to just getting rotation, but he also has the in-out, which, is standard for other lines, but, DC, or Mattel's DC, kind of didn't catch up. Now, here at the elbows, we only have a pin joint, which is kind of weird. When I was looking at this, no, it's a pin with rotation. which is kind of odd because it rotates like this, but I was thinking it'd be sort of like a ball joint, so it would sort of get to rotate like this as well, but no such luck. Ball joint at shoulder though. Head rotates, very tiny amount of up-down. We have waist rotation. Can't see it underneath this huge jacket, but there it is. Then we have the standard joint there at the hip. Rotation above the knee. Rotation at the knee. I don't know why. Pops up a bit. So I guess, yeah, it's just designed to sort of rotate like that. I don't know, I guess it's sort of neat for an extra joint. Then down here at the ankle, we seem to have... It looks like it was designed with foot pivot in mind, but I don't think the joint actually goes there. I think it's just a plastic. Then we have a tiny mint of forward back. All in all, not terribly impressed. A lot of the Injustice Gods Among Us designs sort of didn't appeal to me. I also haven't gotten around to playing the game yet. I'll probably pick it up whenever it's, I don't know, cheap. I usually just wait on games at this point, you know, because I have so many as is. But I mean, the Joker's design is sort of one that more stood out to me, and I don't know. It looks like his chest area and stuff's just sort of too flat, and I think a lot of it just comes down to the design choice where they decided to toss a soft rubbery piece over the chest instead of actually sculpting things out like they did on the previous rather awesome looking Joker from Wave 10. I mean, he's not a terrible figure, and you know, this will be the only 6-inch version we'll probably get. I know that DC Collectibles has gone on the record stating that they weren't planning on doing a 6-inch versions, and you know, if you want to get 6-inch versions, just go get Mattel's ones, and Mattel's ones haven't been that great, but you know, when it's this or nothing, this does kind of win out. So this has been a look at Mattel's DC Unlimited Joker, one of the final figures from the DC Unlimited line. This is just, yeah, it's just DC Comics Unlimited. The packaging is identical to Batman Unlimited, so I'm never sure. But yeah, until next time, folks.